Hello everyone! Welcome to another Let's Play of King's Quest II, the AGD interactive remake from the Sierra Classic. My name is Anna Mordal. When we last left, we had penetrated the tower realm and gotten into the tower where our dear Lady Valanice is languishing. So all we should have to do, right, is just go upstairs and rescue her. I just need to not forget how to climb stairs. And thank you for not making this a cheap death sequence. From this high window, you can see the beautifully colored sea and the strange island far below you. You are at the top of the wooden steps in a quartz tower. A door leads off to the north. This is the biggest lion you have ever seen. He could eat you with 2 bites of his powerful jaws. His tail thumps repeatedly on the floor. There are 2 ways to get past the lion. One way gives you 4 points and one way gives you 1 point. If you give him the ham, that will give you 1 point. If you disenchant him, that gives you 4 points. So the ham that we had to go back for, that took me like 20 minutes to backtrack for in the last video, not even necessary for winning the game. So, yeah, gonna be bitter about that. So let's go ahead and unenchant, or take a stab at unenchanting this lion. Distancing yourself from the lion as much as possible. You hold the emerald in such a way that the window's light passes through it and shines directly on his tail. Instantly, something begins to happen. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate what you just did for me. You're welcome. Who are you? At one time, I was Hagatha's suitor when we were both much younger. Believe it or not, she was quite attractive in her day. But during the course of our relationship, I fell in love with another woman. In a jealous rage, Hagatha transformed me into a lion to guard this door for the rest of my life. I have seen, or rather heard, many a pretty damsel spend the last of her days inside that room. Incidentally, I presume you have found an exit from this strange island? Yes, but... Then I shall bid you farewell. It is awfully drafty in here. Strange, I didn't notice that when I was covered in cat hair. Well, I'm happy that he's happy. There's a small pile of cat hair on the ground. You scoop the tuft of orange hair in your hand. Aho. You know what? As we know, both from the Book of General Knowledge and from King's Quest VII, mixing hair with potions can have interesting effects. We have a youth potion here that we know Hagatha wants. What would happen if we put just a little bit of cat fur into the vial? It quickly dissolves into the blue liquid. The tainted youth potion has strands of orange fur floating about in it. You knock at the door, but there is no response. You lift the heavy wooden beam that holds the door in place. Oh my. She is even more lovely than she appeared in the magic mirror. She sleeps soundly and shows no sign of stirring at your presence. You feel as if you could watch her like this for an eternity. A battered mirror sits to one side of the room. Or a battered dresser sits to one side of the room. Its once beautiful mirror is half shattered, and the frame is warped and covered with nicks and scratches. Broken furniture lies scattered across the room. I don't think Valanice would do that, but maybe she did. Gentle light pours into the room, and through this large opening, far below you can see the colorful ocean rippling along the shore of this strange island. Unfortunately, it only seems like a fairy tale. The maiden doesn't respond to your kiss. Her sleep appears to be deeper than usual, and you suspect a magical influence. Well, we got this trusty emerald. As you hold the emerald over the girl, you realize that the light from the window does not penetrate this part of the room. Okay. You'd think we could drag her over to the light, but that works too. Alright. We do need to tilt it a little bit. There's some light. And you hold the emerald between the ray of light and the sleeping maiden. At first, nothing happens. Then she stirs. The radiant light streams through the emerald and dispels the sleeping enchantment instantly.
Hello, Graham. Hello, I think you have me at a disadvantage, milady.
Oh, of course. My name is Valanice. I have been watching you.
Watching me? But how?
In my sleep, from the moment you arrived in Kalima.
The lines in the sand, those were your words?
This is a strange place, filled with much strong magic. Once you arrived, I discovered a way to communicate to you from my sleep. I hope you found my words to be of some aid.
Indeed I did, milady. My heart was warmed greatly when you expressed your longing to see me.
I have come to learn a great deal about you, Graham, of your nobility and bravery. I know why you came here, and how truly deep your feelings are for me. I want you to know that I have come to feel the same way for you.
Something about the way she looks at you speaks 1,000 words. She loves you, Graham. She really loves you.
Are you listening? She said she felt the same way. How about some reciprocation? Alright.
Even if this is a dream.
I'm gonna start crying again. I'm like one of the trolls in King's Quest 7. Oh, I always cry at weddings. I really am. This moment could not be better.
Now, isn't this nice? What a pretty pair. I hope you're enjoying each other's company, since you won't be doing a great deal else for much longer.
The door! Why you...
Which?
I'm sure it would have rhymed.
Silence. I will not be spoken to by the likes of you.
Why do you despise her? What has Valanice ever done to you?
She has the attention of men all over the land. Attention that once had been all mine. I won't allow her to take it from me.
I think you should just allow the two of us to go.
Ha! And why would I want to do that?
We would leave your realm together, never to return. Then you would have all the attention you could ever want again.
Nice try, my pretty fly, but you are caught in my web now. And besides, the father would not want you returning and interrupting his search.
The father? Is he one of your male admirers?
You think the father is one of my admirers? You silly, silly boy! How naive you are, not to even realize that the man in charge of your own army is the man who wishes you destroyed.
Possibly should not have told us that. But oh, look here! It's a youth potion!
I have something that might interest you. A youth potion, brewed from a nightingale, no less.
You have it? Well, don't just stand there, you foolish boy. Give it to me. Yes, this is it. I thought I'd never see it again. At last I have the finished youth potion in my hands.
Look at me! I am so beautiful!
me! Just giving you a taste of your own medicine. How could you? I'll never be able to show my face anywhere. And I have fleas. How bad is it? Let me see. My eyes! Aye! And over the side she goes.
Agatha's body is nowhere to be seen. I wonder where she went. How odd.
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
You were trying to think of the best way to ask me to marry you. As I said, I have seen you in my dreams ever since you arrived in Kalima, and I have come to feel for you the way I know you feel about me. So the answer to your question is yes.
But I haven't asked you yet.
There is a far better question you could ask, such as, where shall we be wed? In your kingdom or mine?
Yours. There is something I must attend to in Daventry that might ruin the occasion otherwise.
Whatever you decide, my dear.
You manage to break open the door. The two of you venture to the smaller island, where the portal still swirls expectantly. As you step through it, you find yourself wondering where it will teleport you.
And that's where we were the entire time.
We seem to be in Agatha's cave.
How did we end up here?
I have no idea.
Inquisitively, you pick up this glass dome to inspect it more closely. Astounding! Within the dome's wall of glass is contained the entire island realm, quartz tower and all.
It's amazingly detailed. It even has the two portals and the exit portal.
Why ever would you want to take that?
This item denied you of your freedom. It is only right that you may do as you please with it. Or you could accept it as a wedding gift.
Valanice takes the dome from your hand. I shall keep it as a reminder that, regardless of what transpires from this point on, I have experienced worse. That's ominous. Graham, I don't like this place. Let's leave.
Sure, okay. No, that makes sense. Hopefully the bat won't murder us.
Oh, hi! As you exit the cave, you notice that it is night already. Also, the two of you seem to have some company.
Beautiful night, yes?
Yes, certainly. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
Why, King Graham, surely you do not still think of me as the enemy. If I had wanted you destroyed, it would have been a simple enough thing to do. No, I have come only to ask a question of you, if I may.
Of course. And what would this question be?
I wish to know, have either of you ever seen a wedding ceremony performed and orchestrated by a highly experienced and rather exceptional mage?
Not really. I cannot say that I...
Well then, prepare yourselves. I promise you both that this will be a night to remember.
I have a lot of questions. Well, that is very pretty. Let's go around the room, shall we? Whom do we recognize? These are the swans. They were invited, apparently. These are the pumpkins invited. This is Agatha's old lover, who does not seem to have put on clothes for the occasion. The ferryman is here.
I honestly think that's Batman. The witch librarian is here next to Batman. Obviously, the Count is here officiating. Graham and Valanice are here. This is Anastasia. I don't see the Count's wife. Though surely she is here. I don't see her though. And the rest of the people I don't immediately recognize from any one thing or another. People of Kalima, it is my desire to be reinstated as your custodian and protector, if you will still have me.
The crowd is silent, then a murmur. It grows until finally everyone cheers in support and agreement.
Very well. Therefore, with the power and authority you have reinvested in me, I wish to conduct the ceremony of these two deserving people who have chosen to join together in marriage. Behold.
Oh! How pretty it is! And Neptune is calling in. As is... Who is that? Who is that? Is that King Edward? King Edward's dead.
King Graham of Daventry, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love and to hold, for richer or poorer, in sickness and health, as long as you both shall live? I do. Lady Valanice, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love and to hold, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you have a wedding band? Yes, it is a gift from Anastasia's parents. I now pronounce you husband and wife. I think you know what comes next.
And everyone is happy. The crowd's jubilance reaches a new height. The people of Kalima seem only too eager to rejoice in your newfound happiness.
I cannot thank you enough for your service to me in ensuring the safety of my family. Without the Brotherhood's moral decadence of old, the people of Kalima can finally move forward.
And I will not forget the chance you have given my husband and I to spend an eternity together. Where are you in this crowd? She was wearing black and had white skin. You'd think she would be easy to pick out. Your kindness will always be remembered. It's like a Where's Wally painting, but worse somehow.
Yeah. Shh. Oh, there's the dwarf. Your valor and bravery shall echo in the merpeople's songs for ages to come.
The legacy of your homeland lives on due to your exemplary honor.
I don't know who that is either.
It can't be Edward. Edward's dead.
Now, King Graham, it is time for you to take your bride to her new home. But my ship, my crew, I have sent them home already. By now, they will have notified everyone of your imminent arrival.
Imminent arrival?
Trust me.
Aw, he winks. We have been whooshed. Good luck, Graham. I wish you all the best, both of you.
Give my regards to the father. As the vapor subsides, a deafening roar erupts from the audience. All have come to bear witness to your return and the coronation of your new bride. Welcome back, Your Majesty. And may I say, never have I seen a more beautiful and stunning bride than the one you have returned with. I trust you found your journey through Colima void of peril or incident? Smack! Hagatha told me of your treachery. Who are you? Why do you call yourself the father? What are you searching for?
Graham, for God's sakes, you have a sword. Just cut his head off and don't worry about the details. This is why we can't have nice things.
You need only know this. You would do best not to treat one like I in such a manner. I must with much regret inform you all of a great treachery in our fair land. This man, he who has sworn loyalty to Daventry and its crown, is a traitor. He has conspired to have me slain away from home with the intention of pursuing his own insidious ambitions here. Guards, seize him. You have made a terrible mistake, you know. Guard, halt, stand back. Okie dokie. Prepared to fight for your life, are you? And with an old fool's sword? Be warned, you do not know who you are facing. Your ignorance shall destroy you. On guard.
We get a cutscene fight. With close-ups and gritted teeth. The crowd seems pretty blasé about this, actually. Why are my guards not helping? Why does this have to be an honorable one-on-one duel? What do I even have guards for?
It is over. I think not. Nice. Thrice now I curse, and from the first, your family shall feel the worst. Soon you shall see, they'll surely be in the most dire jeopardy. Then as your foe, 'tis I who'll sow the spell to cause your heart to slow.
I think they wanted SOW as in sow seeds, not SEW as in sow cloth.
And for my shame, for you the same, or Daventry, your heirs shan't reign. Huh. Weddings, am I right?
Who was that man?
I don't know, but I will find out someday. I swear it.
Listen, we will deal with any curses as we find them, or as they find us. Come, you must show me around your kingdom. I wish to become accustomed with the realm in which we will be raising our children.
What about your coronation?
Later. The end. Da 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 da. So, I did do some looking up on the Queen's Quest Omnipedia. And the father is apparently a reference to a guy named Lucreto who shows up in Mask of Eternity, which is... I've played most of the King's Quest games, but I haven't played Mask of Eternity.
So all of those references to the father and his goals and everything else, those are all Mask of Eternity references that completely were lost on me because I haven't played that game. Whoops. So probably most of you in the comments when I post these are going to be like, Anna, you fool. It's all Mask of Eternity references. But, live and learn. Like I said, I've never played it, and I guess I probably should. But it'll be interesting to see if we can make it work on my computer. I wanted to read, as is customary at these credits scrolls now, the King's Quest II original guide that came with someone's singing. I can't hear it very well, but I hear singing. Is that supposed to be Valanice? It's pretty. Okay, I think she stopped singing. No animals, except for a Wookiee, were harmed during the making of this game. Well, Wookiees aren't really animals, are they? Well, I guess it's our humans animals. If humans are animals, then Wookiees are animals. She's singing again. I honestly can't understand the words she's saying, but you guys might. Okay, now she's stopped singing. So this is the instruction booklet that came with King's Quest II, Romancing the Throne. And obviously, the original was very, very different from this remake. We've talked about how to get the first key, they weren't even gems. To get the first key, you went underwater and just said, yo, I found this trident on the beach. Do you want it? And gave it back to King Neptune. That was the first key. The second key was you obtained a genie, and the genie gave you some gifts that let you disenchant the snake. And that led to getting the second key. And then the third key was you went to Dracula's castle, which the layout of which was very similar to the castle that we went to here. But he was Dracula, and you did stake him, and that was how you got the third key. There was none of this, there was no Colima town. And I was really impressed at how this story wove together the different elements of the first game so that, Red Riding Hood and her grandma had a deeper connection to the other things in the game, like the castle with the vampire in it. But this is what came with the original. A long time ago, when creatures of myth and magic walked the earth openly with lesser mortals, there dwelt in the kingdom of Daventry a king named Graham. He had won the crown by his wit and courage when he went forth to uncover and reclaim the 3 lost treasures of Daventry. Now Graham ruled over the land, with the aid of the mirror that foretold the future, the bottomless treasure chest, and their invincible shield, which I guess we didn't bother to bring with us on this quest. The people of Daventry prospered under the reign of the kindly monarch. Just 1 year after returning from his first victorious quest, King Graham arose and looked into the mirror as he was wont to do daily. Much to his astonishment, he beheld the face of Edward, the king who came before him in the succession. King Edward spoke. Graham, your kingdom is strong now, thanks to the recovery of the 3 treasures and to your wise leadership. But it will soon grow weak again if you do not provide an heir to the throne. Marry, my son, and give your people a prince that will make their future secure. The vision faded. King Graham pondered how he might find a bride fit to reign over Daventry. He consulted with Gervain, his wise prime minister. She must be good and kind, so that she will love my people and they will love her, said Graham. She must have the wisdom to counsel me in my daily problems, and a loving heart to bring me comfort. I wish my queen to glow with an inner beauty of spirit, as well as beauty of face and form. What are you bringing to this marriage, Graham? A crown? I'm just saying. A crown that you got because you were the knight that managed to find some stuff? Gervain suggested that Graham hold a celebration and invite all the maidens of marriageable age from his whole kingdom. He could then observe and converse with the likely candidates and see if any one of them fit his idea of a queen. Invitations were sent out, and the whole kingdom turned out for the celebration. From every corner of Daventry the maidens came, short and tall, slender and plump, fair and dark, pretty and plain. There were maidens from all stations in life, from dukes and earls' daughters to the village goose girl and the scullery maid from the castle kitchens. At least he's equitable. They all had but one thing in common. They greatly admired the handsome king and were eager to catch his eye. Really? Did they really, though? There wasn't a single lesbian among them. Maybe they just didn't attend. Word had spread that the king was looking for a bride, and they were all thrilled by the prospect of marrying the charming Graham. For 2 days the celebration wore on, and though he tried to be cheerful, Graham gradually became somber. None of the maidens he met had quickened his pulse. One maiden squinted, another tripped over everything in sight, another was too coy, and the one after her giggled constantly. They all had some fault, however small. Oh my God, he's one of those guys. It was with great relief that Graham saw his guests right away at the end of the celebration. He retired to his room to reflect gloomily. Picky. My kingdom is home to hundreds of lovely maidens, he mourned. Why is there not one among them who touches my heart in my dreams? Have you considered, swapping it around and having all the eligible young men show up, Graham? Maybe you just don't like girls. As he asked the question, King Graham was standing near the magic mirror. He glanced toward it and noticed that the glass had grown inexplicably cloudy. The mist cleared. All at once King Graham beheld the most beautiful maiden he had ever seen. She had hair of glowing auburn and eyes of midnight blue. Her skin was the color of rich cream, but alas, no roses bloomed in her cheeks, and the corners of her pretty mouth drooped in sorrow. So she wasn't pretty enough, and Graham wandered off. No, I'm sorry. She was standing at a window, motionless except for the stray breeze that stirred her hair. A tear fell from one eye and sparkled on her cheek like a diamond on velvet. She put up one hand to brush it away, and Graham was struck by the grace of her movement. The king's heart was suddenly enveloped in a strange fever. He knew that this was the maiden for whom he longed. This was the woman who must be his queen. He wanted to find her and bring a smile to her lovely face. He wanted to take her in his arms and protect her from trouble forevermore. Eagerly, he consulted the magic mirror. "Oh, mirror wise," said Graham, "I have vowed to make this maiden my bride. Where may I find her?" The mirror clouded again, and a voice was heard. "This is the maiden Valanice. She is from the kingdom of Kalima, and is known for her goodness, no less than her beauty. The jealous crone Hagatha whisked Valanice away to an enchanted land, and imprisoned her in a quartz tower guarded by a ferocious wild beast." "I must rescue her or die in the attempt," declared King Graham. "How may I find this enchanted land?"
You must travel to the kingdom of Kalima, said the mirror. There you may search for the keys which unlock the 3 doors to the enchanted land. The voice faded and the mirror cleared. Graham stared at his own reflection. Vainly did he call for its return to give him more clues to the whereabouts of the magic keys. He then shouldered his provisions and set out on his quest of love. Only you, my bold adventurer, have the power to finish this tale. Become King Graham on his quest to find the magic keys. Encounter characters of legend, folklore, and fantasy. Explore underground caverns, eerie towers, and ocean wonderlands. Help Graham rescue the enchanted maiden so that he can lay his kingdom and his heart at her feet. You will be faced with challenges that would intimidate those of lesser timbre. Summon all your strength and courage. Leave no stone unturned, no avenue unexplored, and your perseverance will be richly rewarded. It may be possible to find each key through more than one avenue. The more imaginative your solutions, the greater your reward. Study all the ancient lores for clues. Along the way, collect as many treasures as you can, treasures fit for a queen. The road you must travel is long and perilous. You will be beset by many dangerous beings, both mythical and magical. You must have the wisdom to know when to stand and fight and when to flee from superior strength. But take heart, you may receive help in unexpected places. Go now and remember that true love conquers all. And that is all you get to help you along. I don't know what more to say, if there is anything to be said, that I haven't said already. I think this was an amazing remake in the sense that it really seamlessly, beautifully kept all the original elements, or most original elements, but made them more like what I think Sierra would have wanted to put out now, as opposed to just a bunch of unconnected random puzzles. You know, you help Little Red Riding Hood's grandma and she gives you a cloak and you use that cloak to infiltrate Dracula's castle because Dracula wears a cloak. Instead of just having random unconnected puzzles, they wove a story out of it. Somebody sat down and thought, why does Little Red Riding Hood's grandma have Dracula's coat under her bed? They could have changed that. They could have just put the cloak somewhere else, but they didn't. They kept the cloak under her bed and made a story around it to explain why it was there. And I really like that. It's transformative while holding a lot of the same details in place. They added people, the addition of the town, because it doesn't make sense for Valanice to have lived here and be a lady and people admire her for her beauty, but there's nobody here who is admiring her in Kalima. So they added a town. And then, of course, with the town, they had to think about, well, how do they feel about the fact that there's pretty clearly a vampire next door? And so, from that simple addition of people, they had to think about what they would think about this vampire next door. And from there came this story of treachery and political intrigue with the, local count having issues with the local church, and that being that leading to his destruction and downfall when the local church decided that they'd had enough of his ideas and his resistance. So stuff like that is, to me, a really beautiful way to do kind of transformative fanfic where you keep the major elements, but you think,
well, what does this mean? How did this come to be? Why did it cause this? So I like that a lot. This is the best kind of fanfic to me, where you keep the elements, but construct a narrative around them to explain why they're there and to explain how they interact. And at the same time, it still feels very much like a Sierra game. There's times where I had to pause and go, wait, was that part of the original or not? Because it's so seamlessly intertwined that it's like, yeah, I think that was part of the original. That feels right. And so I like that a lot. And then, of course, it kept the cutesy references to other Sierra games, which honestly is how Sierra would have wanted it. They never could put out a game without making cutesy references to something else they made. So that has been King's Quest II Romancing the Stones. It is free to download, so you go to AGD Interactive if you like and download it and give it a shot yourself. Very fun to play. If I have any criticisms at all, it's the freaking time dialogue screens, and they sneak up on you because, like, 90% of the time it's not time limited, and you can just have it sit there while you read it at your leisure. And then there's that 10% of the time where, whoop, you didn't read it fast enough, it's gone forever now. Why would you do that? So if I have any complaints, it's that. That was just I say. Especially when it was like a big old sheet you were reading. Why would you assume that people could read that in the time that you've given them? That makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm a reasonably fast reader, not anywhere near the fastest, but I have a reasonable reading rate, and compared to the population norm. And even I could not have read a lot of that in time, even if I was just doing it with my eyes. And then, of course, reading it out loud takes so much longer. So that is just weird to me, and I don't understand it. Strange. But there you go. That was King's Quest II Romancing the Stones. It's very pretty. I think it's pretty. I don't have anything else. So I will let you go. And I will see you in the next video, whatever that may be. I actually don't know what it'll be. I have to go think about it. But thank you so much for coming along with me on this. I really appreciate it quite so much. So until the next video, I will see you then. Bye-bye.